Friday morning, 68 degrees, beautiful sunny day out. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. The last couple of weeks, matter of fact, the last couple of months, a number of people have written to me in shock because of things that people have done, their brutality, their immorality, um, their cruelty, all kinds of things that they've just been shocked by. And I realized that I have written back to them using the same scripture over and over again. The more I think about it, the more impressive it really is, the scripture that is, and that is the end times or last days. It's found in 2 Timothy, and it's very, very clear. It says, but realize this, that in the last days, difficult times will come. Difficult times. Are we in difficult times? I think so. For men will be lovers of self. Do men love themselves now? Uh, I'm not talking about just men, but women too. Look at how many people are taking pictures of themselves, proud of their bodies, proud of their looks, proud of themselves. It goes on and says they'll be lovers of money. Are we lovers of money today? They'll be boastful, arrogant, revilers, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy, unloving and irreconcilable, malicious gossips, without self-control, brutal, haters of good, treacherous, reckless, conceited, without self-control, brutal, haters of good, treacherous, reckless, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, holding to a form of godliness, although they deny its power. Now, I haven't named all of the things that are in this list yet, but I started numbering them this morning. Depending on whether you break some of these into two, there's no less than 19 traits that the scriptures say will happen in the last days. Listen carefully. Lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, holding to a form of godliness, although they deny its power. It's easy to find people that'll say, I believe in God. It's easy to find people saying there's got to be a God. But do they really believe in its power? It says to avoid men like these. And it talks about how some of these men are the ones that enter into the households of women, those that are captivated and weighed down by sins and various impulses. Now listen to the last phrase that's in this passage of scripture. Always learning, but never able to come to the knowledge of truth. Always learning, but never able to come to the knowledge of truth. Look at our society. We're learning more and more about more and more things. And even though we're learning so many things, it's amazing how many of these learned people never seem to come to the knowledge of truth. Think about these things, these 20 some odd things that it says in 2 Timothy will come about in the last days. Should we be surprised when we read about people that are killing animals brutally? Or should we be surprised when people hold so lightly the value of life? Or those that are, even while incarcerated, looking for the pleasures? These things seem to all be coming to play in our lifetime. Many people, when they look at a passage of scripture like this, say, well, things have always been like that. Have they really? Can you really say that there's been a time like these times that we live in, when people take things so lightly? They're so boastful, they're so arrogant, they're so unholy, they hold to a form of godliness without acknowledging its power. Do you really think there have been times like these before? 20 traits We must be living in the last days. I'm not predicting that the world's going to come to an end tomorrow, but we must be living pretty close to the end days because there's 20 things here which all seem to be rampant in our society today. Might be worth a look and a read. We must be living in those last days. So before it's too late, let's share our faith with others. Let's tell them how they can avoid the judgment that's coming. God bless you and have a great day.